This is a presentation by Josh Haluska, talking about injection attacks, what they are, how they occur, and how to prevent them. First type of injection attack I'm going to talk about is SQL. Now, SQL in it simply is basically a means of a database, just a type of database to use inside your websites or web servers. Now, an SQL injection is a web-based injection where you can apply certain codes to the address line to allow a hacker access to your database. And by doing this, a hacker can get in. They can find out different tables. They can get different information and proceed to hacking into your website or into your database, rather. It is likely that SQL injection has involved at least some of major breaches, such as Marcus or Hilton, Marriott, and even the government itself. Believe it or not, some 97% of data breaches worldwide involve SQL injection at some point. What exactly do they do? Basically, they are able to get into your site, use common themes like apostrophes and different quotations to bring back either errors or relative selection of options of tables. Once they figure out all the tables you have, they can get in, see all your users. They can then find a user that has administrative privileges and then use those privileges against you to either download the table, to dump the table, or to corrupt it at any point in time. It will cause loss of data confidentiality, obviously, loss of data integrity, loss of data, or could even compromise the entire network. Now, things that you can do to prevent SQL injection. First off, don't blindly trust anybody. Simply put, any input in the SQL engine should be validated. Make sure that you keep your stuff up to date and patched regularly. Companies release these patches for a reason. You need to make sure that they are installed and put on there. These are basically band-aids for vulnerabilities that have been discovered within their programs. You need to make sure that you are using or implementing some sort of web application firewall, and a firewall is better than no firewall, but there are some out there that are software application based, but they help filter out malicious data. So get one and use it, learn it, and utilize it. Use the appropriate privileges. Don't give administrative privileges to everybody on the list, and for God's sakes, don't make one database for everything. Multiple databases, multiple users, and give users privileges only to what the users pertain to. Keep your secrets secret. Don't be going out exploiting everything to anybody under the sun. That's how your stuff's used against you. And implement network monitoring and filtering tools to find out or get clues such as an increase in errors or an increase in activity that could warn people that there could be an attack in process. Filtering tools, basically real-time security applications, can work with monitoring systems and block attacks as they occur by filtering the suspect traffic and denying access to any database. The next one we're going to talk about is XML. Now, XML is another type of, basically it's a language and how data is represented. The XML language itself is, like I said, I mean, you have your HTML, then you have your XML. This is how the data is represented on your web page. But you can get into your XML just by going to a debug. Now, you can sometimes these are reworded or rewritten for say in bitcode, but all you have to do is Google search a bitcode converter, and you now can take that language and convert it into regular language that you and I can understand today. Now, a hacker on YouTube demonstrated how he could go in, he could use this online converter, convert it over to a language that he understood, change some settings within an artificial intelligence or AI system in a game, change his max speed, change max speed of opponents, change the track, change grip, change everything within this race car simulator game. Once that was done, he saved the file, convert it back over, input it back into the game, and now the game is converted over to the settings that he was able to hack into the game itself using XML. Now, basically on that same guidelines or whatnot, a hacker can do the same thing to your website. Now, during an XML injection, an attacker tries to inject various XML tags, aiming to modify the XML structure, basically allowing or trying to get user administrative access to into their website. So by inputting a certain code, they would be able to get in and basically register a new account and make that account an administrative account. Once they were able to log in as such, they could get any and all information that they wanted pertaining to your particular website into your database, then from there into your network, and get any kind of pertaining material that they wished or deemed necessary. Now, there are some ways to prevent this. However, you need to make sure that as far as the attacker is concerned, in order for it to work, they're going to have knowledge of the endpoint of the web service. Otherwise, he or she is not going to be able to reach the web service. The attacker needs to know metadata such as WSDL file in the web service. And then finally, the attacker can reach the endpoint from its location. So the access of the attacked web service server is possible for the attacker. The prereq is important if the web service is only available to users within a certain network. Now, I have included on here a little graphic detail of different of basically how that process would happen. Basically, you have your web service client, then your arbitrary number of intermediary web service that would then go to receiving the web service, and then a list of different things that XML phaser must go through. However, like I said, once that attack has been put in place, there's a number of different things that an attacker can get from there. Now, basically, it's real simple, but you can prevent this just by using the most up-to-date programming and coding sequences out there. A lot of people are stuck in their old ways and they don't want to learn new things. You can teach a dog new tricks, and by utilizing or getting rid of different quotations, exclamations, tags such as less than, greater than, the ampersand symbol, all those sort of things, once you get rid of those and don't allow those within your username sequences and filter those, make it a little less convenient for users, for God's sake, it would make your site much more bulletproof. Now, XSS or cross-site scripting is what it stands for. Is basically it is it is an attack that that involves a number of different things. It exploits the relationship between the user and the website the particular person is accessing. When you visit a website, there's a presumption that the data transferred between the client browser and the web server is visible only to the owner of the website and its authorized partners. However, with an XSS attack, it basically muscles its way into the owner's side and then uses their cookies, exposes malicious third-party data, and then uses that against the user to possibly gain access into their the end user or website owner, and then just proceeds on and on and on. Now, they just like the others, you can prevent cross-site scripting by if you encourage HTTP only cookies, then these are cookies that are only used while you are at that particular website. They're not downloaded onto your computer. It stops people from maliciously getting in and finding out what those cookies are. The other thing is to discourage HTTP trace, which again basically just gives a GPS model of where you have been. So let's say for example, you went to Amazon and you searched for dog houses, and there's now a cookie stored on your computer. Somebody gets in, they find out that you search for dog houses on Amazon. They post a link to a most visited website, say such as Google or MSN, some very common ones, and they post a link to Amazon to purchase this doghouse, and you click on that. Unknowingly, it does a drive-by type download. It puts that information onto your computer, and now it is returning information that you now enter into your computer, or you could have just maliciously or unknowingly downloaded a malicious virus of some sort, to where they can now get all your user data that you input, or even more cookies, and download more malicious material into your computer and compromise many different websites. Now, what can you do as a person, or as a web developer? You want to keep the user in mind. However, you don't want to keep the user in mind when it comes to convenience, because convenience is the key to unlocking this source, or this cause of malicious activity. So, my best advice, if your information is safe, then you don't really want to be concerned about the convenience. However, if convenience is causing your information to be unsafe, then you need to relook at your security policies. You need to test your sites regularly for vulnerabilities. Keep your patches and your updates constant and current. And finally, hire consultants. It's okay to hire somebody from outside to come in and test your stuff out to see if there's vulnerabilities, or if there may need to be action to take place to secure your site even more. Again, the last thing you want to do is to keep your information unsafe and allow anybody to step on in and gain access by one simple code